Welcome everyone to Admissions Abroad presented by Princeton. This program is dedicated to Bangladeshi students and their families who are interested to understand the benefit of studying overseas. My name is Mustafa Javed. I'm the CEO of Princeton Education Group and host for today's program. In this episode, we'll discuss why UK and University of Wolverhampton is the first choice for Bangladeshi students. We'll also get an understanding why UK is so popular amongst the South Asian students, and also get an in-depth of University of Wolverhampton and the courses that is open for the Bangladeshi students. Today we have two special guests with us, Professor Ibrahim, Vice Chancellor and Chief Executive of University of Wolverhampton. Thank you very much, sir, for coming here. Sir.
Thank you for inviting me.
And our second guest for tonight is Jack Clare, Director, Student Recruitment UK, University of Wolverhampton. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Thank you. Our two guests will give us further depth and insight of why UK and Wolverhampton is good for further studies and education. Professor Ibrahim, can you tell us why University of Wolverhampton would be beneficial for Bangladeshi students?
Yeah, of course. I think there are a number of reasons. Primarily, the University of Wolverhampton has existed for nearly 200 years. So there's a very long heritage, history and tradition of providing high quality education and research and knowledge exchange to communities all around the world. I think there's something quite distinctive about the university in that it's very focused on delivering opportunity. So we have a very diverse student body from around the world, and that is intentional. You know, we want to open up university education to as many people as possible that can benefit. And we're very proud also of the fact that what we do in those 3 or 4 years that the students are with us is that we upskill them, we give them lots of soft skills, we make them employable, and then when they graduate, we end up transforming their lives, and that is very important to us as a university. We're also very keen that as well as improving the lives of individuals and their families, we also try and benefit the economic situation of any country. So one of the key statistics that is worth bearing in mind is that where you have a highly skilled workforce, then there's more likely to be inward investment, businesses are more productive, and that workforce is more likely to set up new businesses. So given all of that, and given that is the offer we make to thousands of UK students every year, as well as students from many other countries, that is the offer we're putting to Bangladeshi students. It is the opportunity to come to live in a different culture, to come to a university that is very well skilled at taking students from different backgrounds, giving them the confidence, giving them the skills, giving them the cultural understanding to be successful at the University of Wolverhampton, and then for them to decide what they wish to do with their careers. And you know, from our perspective, we would be delighted if they would join the Bangladeshi diaspora in the UK. You know, we have big Bangladeshi communities in a number of parts of the UK, and some communities not far away from us, including in Wolverhampton itself, so that would be great. But if the students decide to come back to Bangladesh and support the economic development of the country here, we're equally happy. You know, I think it serves our mission very well. And so, you know, from that perspective, I think that experience of supporting students from many different backgrounds is very, very important. The other reason is, of course, we also have a very broad-based curriculum. So we are a universal university, and our 24,000 students that we have at any point in time are able to study a very wide range of courses, all the way from the arts through to the humanities, many social science subjects, engineering, science, health, and in about 18 months' time they'll also be able to do medicine with us as well. So the full breadth of courses are available, and we think there'll be something there that will be of interest to most Bangladeshi students.
So can you also give us an understanding of the place where University of Wolverhampton is located and how the Bangladeshi students can benefit from that specific area?
Yeah, I think place matters. Wolverhampton is situated in the middle of England, so it's right in the heart of England, and it's about 20 minutes away from Birmingham. Birmingham is the second city of England, so it's perfectly located in many ways in terms of its positioning, its accessibility to lots of other opportunities, whether that's kind of work opportunities, cultural opportunities, social opportunities. So that's very helpful. The other thing that's really important is that Wolverhampton has a long tradition of migration. So it has many different communities that have lived there, have grown up there. So the students from Bangladesh will not feel awkward in any way when they are walking around the city. You know, they will see other people that look like them. They will find restaurants that serve Asian food. Importantly for them, they will be able to get lamb biryani, which is of course very important to me. I'm sure it is to those students. And really importantly, I think the people of Wolverhampton are generally very warm, very accommodating, and we have a university community that is equally warm and accommodating. We very much talk about the university as being a family, and a family of many different cultures, many different backgrounds. And we really emphasise the need to create that sense of belonging very early on. You know, make sure our students feel welcome, feel supported. We create student communities. So at many levels, you know, the location of the city, its history, its demographic makeup, and the makeup of the university all work really well, I think, in making a very welcoming, supportive environment for Bangladeshi students.
So Jack, as Professor Ibrahim said, there are many courses that are offered to the students. Are there any specific courses which Bangladeshi students would benefit by studying in the University of Wolverhampton, or any course that you feel would give them a lot of advantage and would facilitate in their career in the future?
Absolutely, and thanks for the question. I think, as Professor Ibrahim was saying, there's a range of different courses we offer, whether that's in the creative industries, whether it's computing, whether it's healthcare. There's a lot of different opportunities for students. We tend to find the popular courses for our Bangladeshi students that join us are mainly around computing, so computer science, cyber, AI, both undergraduate but also master's level, MScs, MRes, but also our business related programs, so particularly around business management, analytics, entrepreneurship. And I think a lot of those courses will benefit Bangladeshi students as a real drive in terms of entrepreneurship, which I've certainly seen since I've been here. But those are just the popular courses at the moment, and actually I think there's a real opportunity for students from here to benefit from exploring our wider range of courses, whether that be around education. For example, we've got a range of different education programs that may be of interest and can really support the employability and development piece that Ibrahim's mentioned. So there's a really broad offer, a lot to explore. There's certainly courses that have been particularly popular, but there are a range of opportunities available.
And I believe that this range also will give students a lot more options to choose from. Yes. The most popular, I think, question, and also something which everyone wants to know is, what are the scholarship opportunities for international students and for Bangladeshi students in general?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we very much understand that coming to study in the UK and choosing to study with us is a huge investment. And you want to know that there is support available. For us, that comes in a range of different forms, but one of the areas of support is around our scholarships. So we have a range of different scholarships available. One of the main ones is our Lord Paul Achievement Award, So this is a merit-based scholarship. It does focus on the quality of students we are bringing in, and that can range from between £1,000 to £2,000, but dependent on the level of academic achievement from the students. But there's a number of other scholarships and support available. I think something that often comes up is around cost of living. Wolverhampton, as well as being a very diverse community with a lot going on, is also very affordable when you compare it to other major cities in the UK, whether that's general cost of living, but also our accommodation as well. So that wider support piece from a financial angle is certainly here at the University of Wolverhampton.
And I'm sure like the students watching this program will also get a lot of understanding and will also be hugely motivated because of the scholarship opportunities that University of Wolverhampton is offering. As a scholarship has been discussed, what can be the other USPs of Wolverhampton that you feel the students and the guardians should know about?
Scholarships are one. I mean, we've clearly spoken about the breadth of provision, the very diverse student body, and there are 2 or 3 other things that really matter. We take the first 6 months of any student's course very, very significantly. To some degree, if we don't get that right in terms of giving the students the confidence and the academic skills and the personal skills, then they could struggle. So we spend a lot of time on what we refer to as extended induction. So this is moving beyond the 1 week of welcome activities that normally take place in university, and it's really trying to think about what else can we do for our students so they first of all feel that they have social networks that they can rely on, that they have a personal tutor, an academic advisor who is there if they have any academic questions. We try and front load a lot of the academic skills. So how do you reference? How do you avoid plagiarism? You know, all those really important things, which sometimes, you know, you may not be aware of, but in a British university context, you know, those are really important in academic misconduct that arises from plagiarism, you know. So we work on the basis that students, when they leave 3 years later, are very independent. They're very meta-aware. They know what their skills are. They can go and learn for themselves. But we work on the basis that when they arrive at the start, they need help and support and scaffolding. So that is a really important part of the way we think, and it's an important USP for the University of Wolverhampton. That sense of security is a really important sense of safety, and academic safety in particular. The other bit then is we are currently working on a new curriculum framework where every single one of our degree programmes will have what we refer to as a micro placement. And that is the opportunity for students to spend a couple of weeks in the first year, a couple of weeks in the second year in industry. You know, so if you're an engineering student, we will try and give them the opportunity to go and get some work placement in an engineering company. You know, if you're an architectural student in an architect firm. And the idea behind that is that whilst the academic studies are really, really important, they provide the academic foundation, actually going out in the real world and seeing how that knowledge is applied in practice is really important, and it allows students to come back and reflect on their learning in a different way. Mm-hmm. So one of our USPs, I'm hoping, in the next 18 months will be that we'll be able to guarantee all our students the opportunity to get industry placement. The third area we're exploring at the moment is the idea that in the first semester for a new student, we should really think carefully about whether the assessment can be failed. You know, and we're looking at our first semester to see whether we can design assessment in a way where it's developmental, it's formative, and students can't fail. Because my personal view is that when students fail assignments in the first semester, it knocks their confidence, and it has the opposite effect. So we're actually looking at that, and if we do that, we may be one of the few, if not the only university in the whole of the United Kingdom that has a first semester that a student just can't fail. And therefore, when you're talking about USP, I think that would be a significant USP for the University of Wolverhampton.
Jack, a key question that we tend to see in Southeast Asian countries and something which is broadly discussed in Bangladesh is English test. Many students struggle to achieve the desired score or the required score. But I'm very happy to know that, along with IELTS, University of Wolverhampton is also accepting students for masters with MOI. So if you could just give us an understanding of the requirement for undergraduate courses and postgraduate courses, the English requirement or the IELTS requirement, and how MOI also will facilitate in terms of admission.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think something we understand as well as the real opportunity to study in the UK, there's often a lot of questions around the application process, particularly admissions. So I think in terms of entry requirements, we've got quite a clear structure for our incoming students to make it as easily understandable as possible, whilst maintaining the academic rigour required to join one of our courses. So in terms of our English language requirements, our IELTS requirements range from 5.5 average for our foundation year courses to 6.0 average for our undergraduate programs, and 6.5 to 7 for our master's programs, depending on the provision. And then we also have, as you've mentioned, a range of different alternatives. And a lot of these are tailored to different regions and countries as well, because we understand that needs to be taken into account, and we need to have that context. To be a truly global university, we also need to have global admissions and understand those nuances. And that's something we try to really cater for and support our students.
This is your first visit to Bangladesh, and I can see University of Wolverhampton is doing a lot with Penston. So if you could shed some light on the partnership and the kind of relationship that University of Wolverhampton and Penston shares.
We are a global university, and we have a footprint in many parts of the world. We have lots of franchises where Wolverhampton courses are delivered around the world. And of course, we are a global recruiter from around the world, so we have strategic partnerships. I'm really delighted that we have struck a partnership with Penston. We seek out high quality partners, and clearly Penston is a high quality operator. What we hope to achieve through this partnership with Penston is that we want to welcome Bangladeshi students to the University of Wolverhampton, and we want to welcome those students that have the ability to benefit. We want to be fair to them, we want to be fair to the university, and I'm really confident that Penston has the infrastructure, the expertise to support students in their ambitions, both in terms of achieving the relevant IELTS and then understanding how the application process works to come to Wolverhampton. So I'm really pleased with the relationship, because it means that when we do get students coming from Bangladesh via Penston, we know they will be high quality students. And
as you spoke of partnership, so is this an exclusive partnership?
Yeah, it is. It is. I think our view is that it's these strategic partnerships, when they are exclusive, are a lot stronger,
right?
And they're a lot more durable, longer term. So we prefer to get into these kind of partnerships.
Wonderful, wonderful. Jack, any advice for the applicants who are planning to go for the May 2025 intake? And what role do you see, what significant role do you think that Penston will play to make this journey more easier for the students?
Yeah. So I think it's a really good question, because exploring your future study options can be a really exciting time, but also sometimes quite a nerve-wracking time. I think it's really important to really explore which type of course you're interested in. What are your motivations behind studying that course? Do you have certain career aspirations, for example? And really look hard into what you're interested in. At the University of Wolverhampton, we have a range of events, both online and in person, where you can find out more, and we also have our students, we have student ambassadors, international student ambassadors, who you can actually have a live conversation with on our website. So I think that understanding piece is really key. The next point is around dates and the process. So what are the key dates in the diary in terms of where the course start dates are in May, where the final date for application is, and all the different admission stages. That's really important. And also the overall admissions process. So we've talked about different qualification requirements, but also all the steps you need to go through and taking that into account. And I think this is where Penston can really support students in terms of navigating that process from understanding the course that's right for them, all the way to guiding them through the admissions process, whether it's through the English language requirements support, all the way through the processing of the applications. And I think that's something that can really reassure and help and guide students, but also their parents, in terms of that level of expertise and nurturing that's available. The other thing I will say, which I think will also reassure incoming students, is the level of pre-entry support we put on. So not only do we have a longer induction and welcome programme, we also have a pre-entry programme of support which is called Get Set, and it's Get Set to Study, and that includes a range of activities for home and international students, whether that's student community groups, whether it's pre-departure briefings, whether it's airport pickups. It's really fostering that community of support and guidance for students, which helps them navigate that transition.
Thank you, Jack, and thank you, Professor Ibrahim. I think it was wonderful, the things that you have shared, and I'm very sure that the students will get a holistic idea of why University of Wolverhampton would be a great choice for them, and why UK is still the first preferred choice for Bangladeshi students. Thank you, viewers. For further details regarding University of Wolverhampton and its admission process, you can contact at the number given on screen. This is all for tonight. Thank you all. See you again.